Go balance this game. Got back if we need.
Got him.
We can get more details on that
Here's the one
injury
getting made again.
situation from our man pitch side, Jeff Streaves. Jeff, real concern for the Reds
No
now.
way.
It looks like he'd land. Can he finish
You just.
Let's
They're quitting.
go.
They quit. They quit.
For security. They lead by
That was
2
so
now.
sick.
A double ball rolled away.
A bit more easily.
Yeah, smacked.
Outrageously skillful.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Doubles, baby, double.
Got him both ways, and then like a curler finesse shot.
Let's see. Pretty clean.
Megged. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize it megged him. Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back to another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, we have for you another striker build, which was requested in the comments by our viewer. He wanted to see a Javier Hernandez, aka Chicharito, player build for you guys. So that's what we have. On FIFA 21 and Ultimate Team this year, Chicharito actually got a flashback striker card, 89 rated. Which is actually perfect because this build is 89 rated as well, so it's a good comparison. So that's kind of what I looked at when I made this build, like in the skill tree, which we will see very soon. But on this page, on this body page, as you guys can see, we are listed as 5'8" and 149 pounds. On FIFA and on Footbin, which is what I'm looking at right now, it says he's listed as 5'9". So we could have either went for 5'8" or 5'10". Since there's no point in going for 5'9", since you can just be 5'10", like on the low side of 5'10", and have the exact same stats as being 5'9" anyway, so you might as well have that extra inch. So I decided to go for 5'8" and get a little bit faster and some different stats compared to 5'9" and 5'10". So that's why I went for 5'8", and I also went for 149 pounds. I think that range, that 120, 149 pound range gives you a good amount of jumping, which is kind of what we need for this Chicharito build, as you guys will see very soon. So we're going to hop over to the skill tree now, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so over here on this playstyle screen, as you guys can see, we're listed as a striker, 5'8", 149 pounds, and right-footed. And then down at the bottom right, you can see that overall of 89. So we're going to start on the physical page first, and just comparing with his 89 rated flashback card from this year on FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, we see that he has 99 jumping and 67 strength. So he actually has max jumping, which is something we're not able to get to in pro clubs, but we got 93, which is actually pretty good. You're going to want to go all the way down to the second kangaroo, which will give you +2 jumping for 1 skill point, which is very good. And then I think this was just some extra skill points, and it only costs 1 skill point anyways for +2 strength, so that's pretty good. Even though he says he only has 67 strength, might as well get that extra strength since the base stats are already higher anyways than his strength on his flashback card. I thought since it's only 1 skill point for +2 strength, might as well go for it. On this right section, I went all the way down to second wind, like I say in every single one of my build videos. But unless you are playing any, I would take off the second wind and add that to somewhere else along the skill tree as we go down, like probably either dribbling, maybe passing, or shooting. But if you aren't playing any, you definitely need that second wind to help out your team at the end game. Like in that 75th minute, that's when you get that stamina boost, and it's pretty clutch, so your player is not completely drained and on a red bar the entire time. So now we're going to be moving on to dribbling. That's it for the physical side of things. So over here on this dribbling page, looking at Chicharito's flashback card, he has 90 agility and 90 balance. We went for the full balance and agility upgrade and got to 89 agility and 89 balance. So only 1 off on those 2 stats. We went for the 5-star skills because they're just so clutch with all the things you can do, with all the moves you can do to beat players. I just think they're very important, especially this year in FIFA 21. Even though Chicharito only has 3-star skills, and this year in FIFA 21, I decided I got to go for those 5-star skills. But if you guys want, feel free to take it off and go for 4-star skills or even 3-star skills. If you want to be really accurate, you could do that as well. Then on this right side, we went all the way down to the flare trait. Even though Chicharito on FIFA this year doesn't have the flare trait, I just think it's very important in a lot of situations and can be very useful. So that's why I went for that. And then, yeah, it's all you really need. So I went for the 5-star skills and the flare trait, and then you're good to go on the dribbling page. And like I said, the dribbling felt really nice with this build. So if you're going to use it and you want those 5-star skills, I highly recommend trying those skills and trying out that 89 agility and 89 balance and see how it works against like an any or the computer that's guarding you or whatever you're coming up against in pro clubs. And you'll see like what I'm talking about. The dribbling feels really good. So now we're going to move on to passing. We went for no upgrades. We just went for the base stats for a striker, but they are pretty accurate comparing to Chicharito's flashback card. We have 85 short pass. He has 80. He has 70 long pass. We have 70. So we're on point with that. Better short pass. We have better curve. We have 85 curve. He has 80. Better crossing. He has 76. We have 79. He only has, this is the only stat he's better than us in passing. He has 83 vision and we have 77, which we can't do anything about. We can't upgrade the vision. But that curve, that 85 curve up is pretty solid for a base stat for a 5'8 striker, which will be pretty helpful with the finesse shot trait that we have on the shooting page, which will lead us to the shooting page now since we didn't really have much for passing anyways. So looking at the shooting page, we went all the way down to the finesse shot because that's what Chicharito has this year. So we had to go for the finesse, and we made it somewhat realistic with this build, and we didn't go for a 4 or a 5-star weak foot. We kept the 3-star weak foot because he has a 3-star in this game, but he does have the finesse also. But the one thing about this build that kind of hindered it was a 3-star weak foot, to be honest. If we had a 4 or a 5, it would be pretty clutch. So if you wanted to take this off and add it to weak foot, or if you wanted to take off a skill move or the flare or something, you could add it to a weak foot and get that 4-star. That's what I would suggest. But I went for the 95 finishing because that is exactly what he has on his flashback SBC card. He has 95 finishing. He also has 92 heading accuracy, which is why we had these extra skill points, and I decided might as well just bump it up to 88 since you do have quite a bit of jumping even though you aren't that tall. I actually had a pretty nice header with this build. My guy like sprung up and won the header over like 1 or 2 people, and it was pretty nice, but I didn't really get much other opportunities to try and win that ball over like some center backs. But obviously the center backs are like 6'3", so it's going to be pretty tough since you are 5'8". Even though you have like 93 jumping, it's still going to be difficult to win those just because they have that height over you. But we have his exact finishing, pretty close to his heading, not as good. Got the finesse. Looking at his shot power, he has 86 shot power on his SBC card. We could only get it up to 81. He has 80 long shots. We have 85, so that's better. He has 84 volleys, and we got 90 volleys as basically the base stat, I think, for volleys for a 5'8 striker, which is pretty clutch. This is going to be it for the shooting section now, guys. The shooting stats are actually very good. Finishing was pretty good with this build. It should be good because you have 95 finishing. But again, that weak foot is the one thing that was a hindrance to this build. There were some situations where I tried to like bang it back post, like across my body with the weak foot, and that's just not a good idea with the 3-star because the shots are weak sometimes and they're just not very accurate at times. Just very inconsistent. So I wouldn't rely on it too much. And if you are on your weak foot, I suggest maybe going first post. Unless you really have your body like facing the goal, it's going to be hard to hit those crossbody shots with the weak foot. Just be wary if you are using the 3-star weak foot when you try this build. Try and get it on your right foot most times because it is kind of difficult. But I did score a lot of goals with my weak foot at the same time, so you will be able to score some. It's not like it's impossible. So now to the pace section. We went for the full pace upgrade for Chicharito. Looking at his card, he has 88 pace, his flashback card, with 92 acceleration and 84 sprint speed. So he has a lot more acceleration than sprint speed. We only have one more acceleration than sprint speed. We couldn't get that high of acceleration compared to sprint speed. Anyways, we want higher sprint speed since I'm in D1 in pro clubs, and I assume most of y'all are probably in D1, D2, D3 range watching my videos. So y'all need to have some high pace. So we matched his acceleration, but I decided to get that sprint speed up to 91, which is pretty decent, especially for a 5'8 striker. We actually have 75 strength, which isn't too bad either. You can kind of body people off, but you're not going to be able to body off like fullbacks and center backs or anything like that. But other people you should be able to body off for the most part. But I really didn't see a problem with the pace on this build. It was actually very quick, and then in tandem with those high dribbling stats of 89 agility and 89 balance, freaking solid, not gonna lie. I really like the dribbling on this build. A lot of the clips you'll see, I'm dribbling people, and you can see the explosiveness with this build. So that's gonna wrap it up for this Chicharito striker build. Thank you guys for watching, and if y'all can hit that subscribe button on my channel and even that like button on this video, I would greatly appreciate that. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.